Even the developers say it might be too early to start sharing information about this game, but I've been determined to uncover as much information as possible about this highly anticipated game. So let's dive in and discuss all the juicy details of Under a Rock. Get ready to embark on the adventure of a lifetime with Under a Rock, a highly anticipated open world survival crafting game that has everyone buzzing. This game is still in its very early stages of development, having just entered pre-alpha production in October 2021. Despite its infancy, Under a Rock has already generated an incredible amount of hype and excitement. Under a Rock is being developed by the talented team at Nordic Trolls. These guys have already produced a great game with Carnage Chronicles, and I have no doubt that Under a Rock is going to be just as amazing, if not even better. You'll step into the role of a 19th century explorer whose hot air balloon crash lands on a mysterious, uncharted island. To survive in this hostile land, you'll need to utilise all your skills in hunting, crafting and building as you navigate through the rugged terrain and encounter all manner of dangerous wildlife. From oversized crabs and snails to ancient Neanderthals, this world is unlike anything you've ever experienced before, with an evolutionary path that differs dramatically from that of the familiar world you know. This game features procedurally generated landscapes with diverse terrains and elevation levels that will keep you on your toes. Whether you prefer to journey solo in player versus environment mode or team up with up to 10 of your friends in player versus player mode, Under a Rock has something for everyone. So let's talk about the build aspect. The developers have put a lot of thought into making building as customizable and personal as possible. They plan to add a number of assets with few limitations on placement, so you can make your base as big or as small as you want. There will be two build modes for you to choose from. The first is default mode, which is used for placing solid construction once you have the resources. The second is advanced mode, which allows you to plan your build without having the resources yet, like a blueprint. You and your friends can then gather the resources and build the structure over time. You can also mark certain sections of the build as high priority so that others know what to focus on first. For example, in the image on screen, the stuffed dodo in the doorway highlighted in pink is a high priority thing. Even if your base is destroyed, don't worry, you can activate the blueprint of your build and it will show you exactly what needs to be replaced, making it easy to rebuild. Finally, there will be very few rules regarding where you can build, so feel free to get creative and build an underwater base or a treehouse. Survival is a key aspect of this game, so let's talk about how to stay alive. This game does not require you to constantly eat and drink, but doing so will reward you with bonuses like increased health and stamina, making life in different biomes easier. On the other hand, if you run out of food or forget to eat, you will be penalised with negative effects such as death, although it is said to take many days to die from starvation. To optimise your character, you must take good care of them by keeping them rested and comfortable, and this will grant you bonuses like faster stamina and health regen rates, and you can do this by crafting comfort items for your base and keeping your character close to them. Keep your character healthy and happy, and they will thrive in this survival game. But what happens if your character does happen to die? Well, don't worry too much, because everything your character was carrying will remain on their body until it is collected. The only penalty for dying is a loss of experience points, which will make leveling up to the next skill level or attribute a little slower. However, on the bright side, any skills you have earned will not be lost, and you will not be de-leveled. Whilst it's always best to stay alive, it's not the end of the world if you don't. The combat system is simple. You either hit the enemy or you don't, and all of your character's skills, attributes, resistances and gear will affect the damage dealt. There are two types of combat, close quarters and ranged. Within these categories you have three ways to attack: light, heavy or charged attacks, each dealing different amounts of damage. Your character can also block and roll out of the way of incoming attacks. The AI enemies you encounter will have different levels of difficulty depending on factors such as their tier level or the number of friendly players nearby. In addition to the bad guys, there are also good guys in the game, your pets. There are two types of pets, tamed and companions. Tamed pets can care for themselves and are not necessarily loyal in a fight. They may run away. These pets stay at your base and cannot be commanded. Companions, on the other hand, are loyal pets that can be leveled up and gain their own abilities. If they die, they can be brought back to life, and you can also give them simple commands. By increasing your animal handling skill level, you can increase the number of pets your character can own. Under a Rock also has a breeding feature where you can create all sorts of strange and wonderful combinations of pets with different potentials and abilities. Caves are one of the standout features of this game. They are procedurally generated and unique with varying sizes. These caves are inhabited by creatures that won't be happy to see you, but that won't stop you from defeating them, taking over the cave and building an impressive underground base. The caves are there to be explored, and like the rest of the biomes, they are home to hidden treasures and artifacts that will help you complete your mission, take on the challenge of delving deep into the underground and uncovering all of the secrets that it holds. So the big question is, when can we play this game? Well, unfortunately, I don't have an exact release date for Under a Rock at this time. However, the developers have stated that they plan to release the game as an early access title once they have a sufficient amount of content implemented and can ensure that the game runs smoothly. They have also mentioned the possibility of inviting players to participate in alpha testing, so if you're interested in getting an early look at the game, be sure to add it to your Steam wishlist and stay tuned for updates. Who knows, you might just get the chance to be one of the first to experience the thrill of Under a Rock. Finally, if you enjoyed this content, please consider subscribing and liking the video as it really helps me out, and I will see you next time.